Hi there and welcome back to my channel. This is Sean, the Honest Book Reviewer, with another book review. In this video we're discussing The Children on the Hill, written by Jennifer McMahon. It's a horror, but it's more than a horror. It's also a thriller and a mystery, and I thought it was a great book. It explores nature versus nurture, and also explores the concept of eugenics, which is a disproven concept from many years ago. But I enjoyed this book very much. It's well plotted, well planned, very well written. It's very engaging and gripping. There are so many moments, that are edge of the seat moments in this book. I found myself really tense when I was reading this book in certain sections. It's a great book. I do recommend it. This book is told in past and present, and different chapters flip between the past and the present. Not my favourite way of telling a story, but in this book it worked, so I didn't mind it so much. In the present, we have a woman who hunts monsters for a living. You know, the monsters like werewolves and vampires, things like that. She has a podcast, she has been on a TV show, all that sort of thing. She does it for a living. She finds out about missing girls in the present time, and she thinks it's linked to something from her past. And that something from her past could be a real life monster. It could be her sister. So she thinks that there's her sister out there who's abducting, possibly killing girls all over the country. Then in the past storyline, it's all about 3 children and a grandmother. So 2 children we start with, called V and Eric, and their siblings. We're told they're siblings, and their grandmother. And their grandmother is a director of an institution called The Inn. And the house they live in is not very far from the inn. It's almost across the road when you think about it. Very close indeed. So the grandchildren live with the grandmother. They live there because their parents died in a car accident. That's the story. And they seem very smart. They're homeschooled. They're very clever, very inquisitive. And the grandmother sets homework for them, tasks for them, and she treats them almost like adults. In walks the grandmother one day with another girl called Iris. This girl is very mysterious, and the grandmother won't tell the kids anything about her, just the name Iris. And she tasks V with being Iris's friend, and V has to then give daily reports about Iris. You know, is she improving? Is she interacting? What she's doing? At the start, Iris doesn't talk very much. She's mute. She does make noises, so she can talk if she wants to, it seems, but she just chooses not to. After some time, Iris starts to talk, and that brings the children closer together. And V and Eric invite Iris to be part of their secret club, to have a secret monster hunting club when they're children. And they're writing a book about monsters, all about monsters. And that carries on from the past to the present. So in the present storyline, we've got this woman who hunts monsters as an occupation. That's a direct tie-in to the past. Since Iris has no idea who she was, no idea about her past, where she came from, V decides to help her. She's sure that Iris came from the institution, and she thinks there should be files about Iris hidden somewhere, and she's going to find them. So she starts to develop plans to get across to the inn, steal keys from her grandmother, get across there, and find these files. I won't go into all the details about that and what that brings, because it's too pivotal to all the twists and turns in the story. But I'll just say that those moments are very gripping. They're very edge of the seat. And I found them so engaging and so exciting in this book. The characters. The 3 children are written so well in this story. This author just seems to write characters that are very believable. All the characters you feel like are real in this book. Every character, past and present. And there's so many twists and turns in this story. Some twists are very shocking. Some twists not so much. But they're all surprising. I found every twist in this book surprising. There was no foretelling in this book at all. And that's such a great example of control with a book. This author seems to have great control in the writing cycle, the writing style as well. And I just love that in this story. The conclusion of this book, I didn't think was that great. It lacked power, it lacked punch. It didn't have the same atmosphere as the rest of the story. The rest of the story had great atmosphere. It was just very tense with atmosphere, very thick in the book. But the ending just lacked that, and it kind of lost the atmosphere altogether. I was very disappointed with the ending. I was hoping it would be something different. It just seemed a bit too candy-coated, a bit too comfortable as an end for the rest of the book. It just didn't seem to fit the rest of the book. So I'm not sure why the author chose this ending, but it just ruined the book for me a little bit. In this section, I'll talk about the 3 children characters, and I'll concentrate more on the past storyline. I don't want to dive into the present storyline with the characters, because that will give away too many twists and turns in the story. So first, Vi. In the past storyline, Vi is a very powerful character. She's so intense. She's very engaging as a character as well. She really drags you into the scenes, and when she's in the book, in scenes, she takes charge. She's the highlight of so many scenes in this book, especially very gripping scenes, very tense scenes. And Vi, the character, drives a lot of that mystery as well. She's set out to solve mysteries in the past storyline, and she's the key component of that. I really like Vi as a character. She drives so much in the story. She's written very well. The author used her very well in the past storyline, because so much centers around her actions and her thoughts and what she thinks of other people as well. And I just think Vi makes for a standout character in this book. Eric is also very well written, because he's written as being a bit more gentle than Vi, a bit quieter, a bit calmer. He has his moments, of course, but he seems to have this childlike wonder about him, and that shines through in this book, especially about the Monster Club. He really believes in those monsters. He really wants them to be true. He really wants to go out and hunt them and find them. And I think this Eric character is written so well. Also the aspect of him being kind to animals, wanting to treat them and heal them all the time. That's just another great element for his character, because it just ties into him being so gentle, more kind, and being comforting around people as well. I really enjoy Eric as a character in this story. He's a great balance to Vi as well. Iris was very well written. She comes in as this mystery. Everything about her is a mystery that they have to solve, and the other kids, Vi and Eric, want to solve it. But Iris, there's so many different ways her character could have gone, and I think the author chose great things for Iris in this book. She's developed very well, and her growth is so good in this book. It doesn't just happen in the same pace, her growth. There's slow growth, then there's big jumps, big leaps in growth, then it drops down again and it's more slow, and then her growth is always backwards and forwards as well. She starts to become more confident, and then she drops back a bit when things happen. Then she gets more confident again. So it's not just steady growth, it's all over the place, and that makes it feel more real in the book. I really enjoyed Iris as a character. She feels very real. She feels like this kid who's lost, who's trying to find her way, but she's lost for very specific reasons, and they're not reasons in her control. But she just feels very strong as a character as well. She's got this inner strength that's there. You know it's there, and she's just got to find it, and you hope she does find it. So as a character, she's a standout. She's a brilliant character in this book. I really enjoyed this book. I mean, it's not just horror. There's horror elements there, but there's also mystery and thriller. Many people say, and I think it's even, said on the cover of the book, that this is a homage, influenced by Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. In a way it is, but for me, that element is not the strongest element in the book. It's more a mystery and a thriller. That's stronger. There's horror elements there, of course, but it's mystery and thriller that seem stronger in this book, especially in the present day storyline. I rate this a 4 out of 5. I thought it was very well written. I thought the characters were just brilliant. The plot was so good. The pacing, all those surprises, those twists happening in the book were well done, were just brilliant. As the conclusion of the book, I didn't really enjoy that much. I thought the conclusion let the rest of the book down. The conclusion felt tacked on. I felt like it didn't belong to the rest of the book. And that was disappointing. On my channel, I review many horrors. If you like horror, check out my channel and subscribe. I also have a horror playlist on my channel. It should be on your screen now.